You're listening to Binjang 91.5, and it's time for Tech Talk with Mathew Dickerson. Good afternoon, Matthew.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tony. Always good to talk technology again.
It always is. And the first thing we're going to be discussing this afternoon is an app called Zoom, which is a communications media app for voice and video. And they're adding new security and privacy measures to prevent what's become known as Zoom bombing. So that's interesting, isn't it?
Well, it seems like all fun and games, Tony, Zoom bombing. And you've had a few comedians who've taken advantage of Zoom bombing and the slacker security in Zoom, and you're in a serious business meeting talking about, who knows, the potential future of your organisation during COVID-19. And next thing you know, a comedian pops up and starts cracking a few jokes. And it seems like it's all fun and games until you realise that it might not be a comedian listening to your next meeting. It might be someone who's got some ill intentions towards your company. It might be one of your competitors trying to steal some information going forward. So Zoom have recognised this, and it's caught Zoom a little bit by surprise, the popularity. There's been a 1,125% increase in the usage of Zoom over the last month. And obviously everyone's working from home, studying from home, accessing information from home. And Zoom have acknowledged that their security maybe isn't good enough, so they've increased their security, and that's the promise they're going forward with. We haven't had good enough security, but we're going to increase that, so look forward to better security, and you won't see so many comedians popping up in some of your meetings going forward.
Now, on the same related subject, the NBN has seen a big increase in its usage as a result of the coronavirus, hasn't it?
No surprises here, and the NBN has promised that they're going to start putting out figures to say exactly how much of an increase we're seeing in the internet. Now, they've broken it down into three different segments. They've broken it down into daytime, when people are obviously home during work and school time, and how much of an increase there. Then they've got early evening, and then they've got later on in the evening. And later on in the evening is when you would mostly see that huge increase in traffic under normal circumstances, because people are sitting down to watch Netflix, to do a bit of streaming, and that's always been more than, say, the traffic increase during the day under normal circumstances. But you've got some incredible numbers. The late evening has gone up by 25% over the last month. So again, you've got the NBN built, you've got lots of people using the NBN, suddenly a 25% increase puts a bit of pressure on the NBN. During that early evening time, you've got a 30% increase, which again is quite incredible to see that much. And during the day, the lowest of the three numbers, a 21% increase. But again, probably doing some of the work activities that people are doing and doing things like looking at Zoom, that's probably using less internet than maybe that streaming at night time, because people at the moment, they can't go out to a restaurant, they can't go out to the movies, they can't go out to a function. So people are sitting home and they're watching Netflix or they're watching streaming shows, and that's putting a huge increase on the workload of the internet.
Now, this is quite an interesting topic too, the next one. Apple has paid $75,000 to a hacker so that they can, they've paid that because the hacker has discovered exploits to hijack the iPhone camera. So it's interesting, paying a hacker to see where the faults are with their equipment.
I remember many, many years ago, Tony, being at a Microsoft conference over in the US, and one of the best presentations I saw at that conference was from a convicted hacker who actually spent time in jail. And once he got out of jail, Microsoft hired him to go along and talk at conferences to talk about the ways that he used to go about actually getting into someone's information, hacking someone's account. And it was a fascinating presentation. Maybe he wasn't the best hacker ever because he got caught, but it was actually a really good insight into how a hacker works. Now, Apple have got a standard reward out, so if you think you can break past some of the vulnerabilities that might exist in some Apple code, Apple have got standard rewards there. So you've got to be careful that you don't go hacking and then get caught to be seen to be actually trying to do the wrong thing. You can go out there and actually hack legally, which I know sounds very strange, but if you can expose some of these vulnerabilities, and there's other companies besides Apple that offer that, but if you can expose some of these vulnerabilities, you can get paid to hack, and you can get paid legitimately, not by doing something untoward or wrong towards people, but if you can show Apple, for example, where they've got some potential vulnerabilities, then they'll pay you for those successful hacks. So it's quite fascinating.
Certainly is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now here's one that my daughter, who's a dentist, might really like, and that's the Talo Smart Toothbrush. Can completely clean your teeth in 20 seconds. I'm really going to put this to her, see what she thinks of it, Matthew.
You sound sceptical, Tony.
Well, no.
I think one of the marketing things that organisations do around the world is they put smart in front of anything, and then they've got a marketing ploy. So when I saw a smart toothbrush, I thought, I'm not convinced that it is so much a smart toothbrush, but it's actually got a fair bit of technology involved in the toothbrush. There's it's been launched in America. A lot of Americans with gum disease, people don't spend enough time brushing their teeth properly. You're meant to spend minutes brushing your teeth. Most people probably spend 20 seconds brushing their teeth, which just isn't good enough, as you'd know from your daughter, Tony. So this smart toothbrush says that it will actually brush your teeth properly within 20 seconds. So I haven't got one yet. I haven't tested one out, but I'll be interested to hear the feedback from your daughter before I rush out and buy one.
Well, you can count on it, Matthew. I don't know if she's up with it or if she's tested it herself, but we'll soon see.
I'll wait to hear the feedback from your daughter before I rush out and buy one, Tony.
Very good, Matthew. Now, we've been listening to Tech Talk on Binjang 91.5 with Mathew Dickerson. Stay tuned next week for Tech Talk on Binjang 91.5.
Thanks, Tony.